Hey people, Intro here, TV3, Typhon Arena, blue team. 3 Space Marine players. We have 2 Tech Marines. First up is Bored to Death, playing some Space Wolves Elite Scheme. And we have Justice League greater than the Avengers, this guy also known as Handsome Sodding. Tech Marines are great damage dealers, start off in range combat, can get a melee weapon, some really good support with structures, and they can repair as well. And alongside them is Marutectz as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat, begins with a target heal and a passive health regeneration aura. This is the Ultramarines DLC from Relic, and pretty awesome it is still. Red team is Haku as a Warlock melee commander that leaps into combat, some really good offense, disruption and mobility, can also support a little bit too. He's a pretty versatile commander, this guy. And alongside 2 Tyranid players, first up is Floid as a Lictor alpha melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt, some really good offense and some support too. And alongside Hiveminion as a big stompy Hive Tyrant, very durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, some awesome offense, support and disruption. So that could be a huge pain in the arse at bottom. Lictor alpha can support with pheromones, the Hive Tyrant can support with his improved synapse and his rudeness and all sorts of stuff. Flesh Hook helps to take down that Apothecary. 2-to-1 cap early on for red. Hiveminion likes his double Tyrant Guard tier 2s, and we might see it. It's a good map for it at the bottom. Red team not pushing their luck. Big wall of tactical marines there alongside a Techmarine and double scout. Shotguns up quickly from Marutectz. And Marutectz flying into combat, leaping over the cover thanks to the basic synapse provided by this Hive Tyrant, who's lost a lot of health so far, and he's gone for the bioplasma. Big fan of this thing at the moment. Bang, only hit one of the models there, but it does some good work in general now. It got that artillery change, doesn't hit terrain. Techmarine in trouble, but does retreat in time, so a dominant early engagement for red team, as expected I suppose. With double Tyranids down there, that's pretty scary. Spore mines chasing down tactical marines with those detonations, suppression and damage. Can they get a model here? Double termagants. It's going to be close. 433 500. Really cutting it fine there, Marutectz, by not retreating him. He does repurchase his Apothecary though. That's a bit odd. Suppose he feels he needs that heal support. Needs to be careful though, not, he doesn't want to lead his line with the Apothecary because he's just going to get flesh hooked again, and if not killed then forced to retreat. 418 500, and the Apothecary will decap the VP. Hive Tyrant busy capping this wreck point. I usually go for that immediately on this map, send my commander here because you can force off enemy squads with them. 410 500. Floid with a Warrior Brood, Hiveminion with a Warrior Brood of his own. Are we going to see double Barb Strangler down there? That would be pretty cool. But I imagine that's going to open them up for double Assault Marines, isn't it? They can try and counter-initiate with the Lictor Alpha and the Hive Tyrant if that does happen. A good Bioplasma hit. See how it weakens squads? Now we can try and push for kills alongside Floid. Very similar colour schemes. Hiveminion with that slightly yellowish carapace. Good push here by blue though. They've pushed back to the power. Are we going to see any flamers? Don't see any. Marutectz assault. Oh, tactical marines did have a flamer, but they were forced off. They're shooting up the gens with their bolters. Floid perhaps thinking about what he's going to hook here. I'm sure he wants to get that Apothecary. As you can see, he's weakening him. In fact, that's Hiveminion weakening with the termagants, and the flesh hook goes off. Can't quite finish off the Apothecary. As you saw there, nicely illustrated, the flesh hook now has less strength to its pull. Also has less range now, and I think the next patch it's set to get its cooldown increased back up to 70 seconds, which is what it was in the first place I believe, and it was reduced to 60 at some point. 410, 456. triple scouts down here for blue. Do they all have shotguns? No, they don't. Two of the squads have shotguns. Marutectz running around with double, and that was some really nasty vengeance rounds usage by Handsome. 4-10, 4-5-3. Red team moving across the top and capping it up. But can they push back against these Space Marines here? Hive Tyrant gets way too close to those Devastators and is going to go down in retreat, trying to charge in there. We'll see. Does he have the extended carapace? I didn't see it. 4-0-3, 4-5-3. Space Marines holding the line. Barb Strangler Warriors very close to death here. Down to 2 models and 200 hit points. That can disappear very, very quickly in a team game. Wow, these tactical Marines tanking like crazy, but they do lose a model behind that heavy cover there. He's done a really good job holding up those forces. Devastators are moved back. This good play from JusticleLeague. 3-8-7, 4-5-3. Techmarine needs to run away. He's going to keep him around. Looks like he is. He's level 3 with the Master Crafted Bolter. I'll try and use that to control the Lictor Alpha, I'd assume. Apothecary heals up his Techmarine ally. Hormagaunt's almost wiped, trying to cap, and the Tyranids are struggling to push back here. This kind of cautious aggression from the blue team is working really well. Those double shotguns, the Devastators, and all those tactical Marines sitting back. It's proving to be a real problem here. I think the Hive Tyrant does need his charge. Can be hard to make the Lictor Alpha's infiltration work down here, since he's going to be easily spotted by any detector in this general vicinity. Maybe it's time for one of these guys to try and flank. Apothecary trying to force him off again. Crippling poison on him, but he weighs into combat. Does he have the Sanguine Chainsword? He does not. Warrior Brood flanking in towards the Devastators, and they've got around a firing arc, and they're in amongst them now. Good push by the red team, but they're taking losses here. Hormagaunt's need to retreat. It's a very strange retreat, but they do get away. And a full retreat from blue. No, tactical Marines didn't play here. Fighting a Hormagaunt Brood and Devastators with those vengeance rounds. Moving into support from JusticleLeague. I don't think they're going to be able to bash power here, the Tyranids, but they are taking the VP back. And Haku continues the pressure. Very strange place for a Web Brigade, but here it is. The contested wreck and power are blue though, as is this contested wreck. And are we going to see a push for the contested? In fact, he decapped it. Nicely done by Bored to Death. He's got triple Devastators up here. Look at this though, Haku has a Wraith Lord already. Bored to Death is still in tier 1 with that very heavy tier 1. Got a Flamer as well. So that's 110 power, that's 115 power I think spent in tier 1 on triple devs, Flamer and shotguns. Nice grenade on the Warrior Brood. 316, 417, triple cap for red. There's that Master Crafted Bolter getting a high powered shot on the Lictor Alpha, and it's going to go down here I think, because those are Hellfire rounds shooting him in retreat. He does get away just about. No, he doesn't. Scouts are there ready to finish him off. Warrior Brood trying to get close enough to shoot those Devastators. Those vengeance rounds really hurting. Wow. 289, 417. Brood nest up here. Is there another one there? No, it's taken down. That's the global ability of the Hive Tyrant, and a very good global it is. Warrior Brood incredibly lucky to get away with 2 models there. Good pressure though from the Space Marine team. 289, 414. They're handling this Tyranid threat really well. They're grouping up. They're focusing down the right units. Apothecary is going to go down here, I think. Yes. But now we're in tier 2. And Tyranids have that incredibly strong early tier 2 with Zone Thropes and Tyrant Guards. And even G-Stealers, of course. Recently reduced in cost, G-Stealers. Wow, Stern Guard Veterans wipe. That was a big wipe. That was Warrior Broods on retreat, I think, getting all those kills. Just kept them in play a bit too long there. Zone threat needs to be careful. Vulnerable to jump squads, but he can just shoot this guy down. He only has 300 hit points. Devastator's coming into play again. There's those Vengeance rounds. Keeping the pressure up is blue team. Hiveminion not going for his Tyrant Guards then. 289-3858 Dreadnought for Marutectz. Haku though is continuing the pressure and is capping the natural VP of blue team again with his Merciless Witchblade Warlock. Hive Tyrant with marked target on his face, needs to run away. Just about gets away, does have the extended carapace. Maybe he should get his Venom Cannon. 276-385. Need to get another Brood Nest up as soon as possible. I think a couple of Capillary Towers you see here. Swarm Mines trying to get in, but they cannot. Oh my god, do not want to run in here. Shotgun Blast and Devastator's peppering away. Wraithlord is on the field for Haku. Bored to Death has Librarians, a Librarian I should say, to support his triple devs. Oh, he has a new face now, look at that. 248-385. Tyranids flanking around and bashing power. They are controlling this VP, but we now have this Space Marine Dreadnought with that awesome Ultramarines model. A Tyranid warrior displayed to the hive mind here. Wraithlord all the way down bot. I suppose he's confident he can hold his own natural at the moment.
Understood.
Triple devs are covering mid, all three of them covering mid, and he's gonna finish the cap on the power. Yes, he does. Nicely played by Bored to Death. Can he node it as well? Techmarine going for his melee build of the Axe of the Mechanicum. Oh, he's not going for his melee build, he's going for Signum and Orbs. Usually you see Bionics and the Refractor field alongside the Axe. Down goes a Wraithlord. Not sure why he was pushing through there. 204-385. That was a big loss for Haku. Going for some Dark Reapers now. Still no Rangers against triple Devastators. Maybe some Wraith Guard instead. But he's gone for the Reapers. Tactical Marine is getting close. Not sure what this Apothecary is up to. Goes down. Oh, he was throwing his Purification Vials, as you can see, but they don't do a whole lot. Down goes those Termagants. Nice grenade. Now the Dreadnought comes into play. Wow! Something just exploded. A bunch of Termagants there. Was that another grenade? I think it was. 180-385. Dreadnought causing all sorts of problems here. They do have the snare from the zone throw, but other than that, pretty much nothing to combat this Dreadnought directly. Here comes Haku, who is now not so confident he can hold top. Who's coming bottom with everything, and blue team in the ascendancy here. Red team in a bit of disarray. We do have a tier 3 for Floid and Hiveminion though, and Floid has a Doom of Mana turn away, and that could really change things. The Warlock went down incidentally thanks to the Techmarine's Axe, I imagine. With that Signum armor too. We have an odd choice alongside the Axe since it passively increases weapon range and range weapon damage, so it won't help his Axe out very well. But the marked target is always useful, I suppose. Librarian is bottom for JusticleLeague. Taking down the Brood Nest will give him some XP. Getting close to level 2 now. That Web Brigade is still there. He must know that there's one around here somewhere. Does he have? He doesn't have a Scout Sergeant. 180-322. This guy's just hanging out. There we go. 4 staff is up for the Librarian of Bored to Death with that awesome Force Barrier now. The Fire and Forget Force Barrier. No need to channel it any longer. Zone Throat getting shots. I think they needed more than one Zone Throat to really put pressure on these range forces. Dreadnought hanging back as it should. 180-295. There's that Force Barrier. Doing a really good job keeping the red team busy mid here, Bored to Death. There's that Doom of Malantai though. Where is the Paroxysm? No sign of it yet. He's not you. Oh, there is the Cataclysm. Maybe used Paroxysm already and it's on cooldown. 180, 279. There is the Paroxysm. Damage over time based on the target's health, and it does extra damage to heavy and super heavy infantry. So really bad news for Marines in general. Okay, so they forced off the blue, or well, forced off board to death, and they need to swing around a bash power, I think, to take advantage of that. But it looks like they're coming bottom instead. 180, 264. Blue team are doing well. Haku has double Dark Creepers, which could be painful, but now board to death is going tier 3 and has the red for Terminators.
The enemy is capturing one of our strategic points.
Zoanthrope still around. Here goes another Capillary Tower.
Fight on and drive the enemy back.
Stand with your brothers.
You need to get... Oh, they're getting double Doom and Malantai as well.
Let them fall before us.
I thought for sure he was going to go for a Carnifex as soon as possible, Hive Minion. You don't have the setup teams, of course, as a Tyranid player. So I do think you need those aggressive monstrous creatures to hold an area like this. They're being aggressive right here without them. Dreadnought now making its charge. Is he going to go straight after the Doom? Or the Zoanthrope is snared by the Zoanthrope. Here's double Dooms. And if they get double Paroxysm, that's going to be nasty. But here's a Venerable Dreadnought dropped by JusticleLeague. That is going to be nasty. A Venerable alongside a normal Dreadnought. Lots of inspiration going to be going off here. Grenade on those Termagants. And that's a Purification Vials, in fact. Wow. Paroxysm. The double Dooms moving up. Is it going to be enough though? Because there's two Dreadnoughts in. The Doom of Malantai is not very effective versus vehicles. 175233. We do have a Venom Brood from Hive. Floid is hurting for requisition right now. He does have a lot of red though. So we might see a telling Tyraniid formation soon. The Weber Gate is still here. Board to Death continues his assault on his power. He should just destroy them. He keeps stealing them. Decap and destroy it. He is power hungry. Paroxysm again. This guy now needs to get some energy back. Floyd's Doom. You need to use either Spirit Leech or Absorb Life. The Doom of Malantai will not naturally regenerate its energy. Smite almost finishing off those Termagants, but these guys standing in the Paroxysm for ages. Almost wipes out the Tactical Marines. Very lucky not to be wiped out, in fact. 14 hit points remaining. 175, 202, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. They continue to hold on, and Board to Death continues to dominate this central area here. He seems really reluctant to destroy the generators though. He keeps stealing them, and he just gets taken back eventually. Just decap and shoot the gens. 175, 189. Lots of red for Marutectz. We might see an orbital. Down goes the Hive Tyrant, who does have his crushing claws, you can tell, because it actually changes his model. But going up against the new melee resistance walkers with a melee commander is not quite as effective as it was, of course. Something being dropped in. Terminators. Yes, from Marutectz, these Ultramarine Terminators. Haku continues to cap that VP. He must know that there's a Weber Gate around here somewhere, and he still doesn't have a sergeant for his scouts to try and spot it. Is that a Venerable from Board to Death? It is. So he does not go for Terminators, in fact. Red team trying to take their natural power back here. 175, 166, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. And unless something drastic happens, like a bunch of Carnifexes or a really good nuke, blue team should be able to hold on. Lull in the action. Hive Minion replacing his Doom of Malantai. I think they need to worry about these Dreadnoughts a bit more. Floyd does have a tier 3 Lictor, which does have a heavy melee weapon, or heavy melee claws I should say, but that's melee damage again. Marutectz has the Dark Age of Technology also, so that's a 1500 hit point Dreadnought at level 1. Might see him switch to the Assault Cannon at some point, if it gets a bit dicey down there. Red team now pushing through mid, they're controlling the top quite well. Fall to death perhaps lacking mobility with triple devastators, and they're all pulling back. Red team deciding where they're going to engage, I think. 172, 160, triple Dire Avengers and double Dark Reapers for Haku. Warlock is down, not sure what he was doing there, not sure what these guys are doing either. hiveminion is going to lose his Warrior Brood, trying to chase down this Librarian I think, and the Web Brigade has finally been spotted. hiveminion is up here defending this VP, asking for assistance. Floid and Haku pushing through mid. Look at the Dark Reapers with that Inferno damage, devastating those Devastators, and they're forced off. But here comes a Dreadnought. Now what do you do? It's a Venerable Dreadnought of that. Hive Tyrant goes after him. Warlock dies immediately. Hive Tyrant losing health like crazy, charges away using his extended carapace. The Librarian is level 3 for JusticleLeague. Stone Guard veterans losing a model and are forced off. Venerable Dreadnought for board to death here. So they have 2 Venerables and a regular Dreadnought with Dark Age of Technologies. March with the Dreadnoughts here. 138, 160. Doom Monotite being smacked around, doesn't like that. Haku needs to get some... Oh, he's getting some Fire Dragons. I'm gonna say get some AV, he's getting some. Blue team again decapping this power, and they have the bottom. They also have red team's natural. Red team dawdling a little bit, but it's really tough for them. How can they push into these lines with what they have? They should have got a Carnifex up, I think. Haku maybe should get double Fire Dragons here. He's got a single squad of them. Good anti-vehicle squad, those rapid firing fusion guns I think they're called. But he needs more than that. There's triple Dreadnoughts supported by 2 Techmarines. Are you going to cap your VP back, fella? Still a bunch of Tyranids up here, and there's that paroxysm. Painful for these Stone Guard veterans. They do move out of it though, and they're okay. Venerable Dreadnought snared by the Zone Throat, but again, there's not a lot of stuff here to try and deal damage to it, and Vanguard veterans going after the Doom of Malachi of hiveminion, which lives somehow. Tyranids coming in and disrupting those Vanguard veterans allows it to get away, but there is that Emperor's Fist from the Venerable Dreadnought, and we might get a massive engagement here. Here come those Fire Dragons with those shots. Haku losing a bunch of his Dire Avengers. There's the Cataclysm. Can they take down this Venerable? Warrior Brood and a tier 3 Lictor trying to take it down. Looks like they are going to do so. and the Hive Tyrant using its charge to knock them off the cap, and they took a lot of damage there. These guys can leap. There we go. Smack. 105.56. Massive flank here though. Look at this flank. 2 entire Space Marine armies with the flank. Is that all 3 players? Huge amount of action here. Double Fire Dragons popping up way too late to make any kind of impact. Fire Dragons do not get away. There's damage over time from the Hellfire rounds there, and blue team are just rolling. Death continues to control the mid. He's done it really well this game with triple devs, and they all live. Level 3, level 2. In fact, they're all level 3. His Devastator is awesome. 77.49. Kicking off top. Thornback going after a Venerable. Thornback has 1875 hit points at level 1, and that is set to be reduced in the next update. 66.49. Red team still have this 2-to-1. Blue team really taking their time getting this VP sewn up here, but it will eventually be, I think. Devastators are on capping duty, attacked by a solitary Ripper, and the Carnifex charges in, and that charge does a lot of damage. It's not just disruption, it really hurts. Carnifex now scything them apart with those massive claws and finishes off those Devastators, but will go down thanks to the attacks from the Dreadnought, the Venerable Dreadnought I should say, which is now level 3, 2117 hit points. Wow. Techmarine level 6 runs away, 58.49. Spore Mine dropped in, I think, or is that a Warrior Brood drop? It is Spore Mines from Floid. Stoneguard Veteran's just about getting away, but the Techmarine should be able to cap. But look at this, red team keeping the pressure on bottom. They're not giving this up. Floyd has absolutely nothing left though, just a few single Spore Mine I should say, and down it goes. So a valiant effort from red team. Yeah, desperation. Land Redeemer now coming bottom. There's that Frag Assault which actually hits some allied units there. That Twin-Linked Assault Cannon really does pack a punch on that Lictor, you see. Runs away. 39.49, ouch. Red team still have the 2-to-1. Blue team are taking a natural finally, and patrolling their own natural and pushing into the bases a little bit. Yeah, red team have nothing. Grenades. They're still working to stop these caps. Floyd wants to fight to the end. Lots and lots of stuff dying. And there is the concede from red team. Finally, blue team really made a meal of this victory, I think. A bit more disciplined, looking after the VPs would have been over a lot earlier, but they take it. Quite dominant in the end. Tyranids could not deal with those vehicles at the right time. Those dreadnoughts were a massive pain in the ass. I think they all survived, didn't they? I'm not sure if Marutectz did. No, it didn't. But the two Venerables were awesome. Level 3, and what's this guy? Level 4. In fact, beyond the fell-handed. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.